Hey Galaxy Girls! In this video, I'm discussing imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is the irrational belief that you aren't who you really are, despite your accomplishments and despite your proven accolades. Imposter syndrome holds a lot of successful people back due to a lack of confidence and a lack of self-esteem. Sometimes we stop ourselves from evolving and getting to the next level of our career simply because we don't think we deserve it. We think that we're going to be exposed as a fraud. We think that people aren't going to believe us. But just because you aren't where you want to be in your career, just because you're not a multi-millionaire yet, just because you don't have 50 stores around the United States yet, just because you don't have your products in stores yet, doesn't mean that you can't teach the next girl how to get where you are now. There are a bunch of beginners that need your advice. We stop ourselves from throwing these events. We stop ourselves from writing these books and creating these courses. We stop ourselves from lifting the next girl up because we don't have confidence in our own journey. The way to combat imposter syndrome and increase your confidence in yourself is to write down all of your accomplishments, big or small. A lot of times we don't even realize that we are living in a reality that we prayed for 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We're living in that manifestation. That's an accomplishment already. But we're always looking for the next best thing, right? The next goal, the next accomplishment, that we don't stop and really realize how much we've already done. Write down all of your accomplishments on a piece of paper, big or small, even things that you forgot about, even things that now you think is elementary, it's some newbie type stuff, but at that time you didn't feel like that. At the time, that's what you wanted. That was your goal. Now it's something light to you, right? Now it's something light, but that's still someone else's goal. And since you already passed that level, now you can teach that to someone fluently. Now you can share your wisdom and your experience with someone fluently, because not only did you live through it, but you achieved what you were set out to do. You achieved that goal. You were successful, no matter how big or small the goal was. So just remember that yes, you still have a long way to go. You still have so much more to accomplish, right? You still have 100 more goals to tackle. But you've already tackled about 300. You've already tackled about 300. And there's 3 million girls that would pay to learn how to get where you are right now. Imposter syndrome is not reality. Imposter syndrome is an illusion. The only way to break that glass and get through that illusion is to remind yourself who you are and what you've done. Write it down. Remind yourself what you've achieved. You are not a fraud. You really did that. You really achieved that. You really set them goals and you really achieved them. You have something to teach somebody else. If it's not your calling right now to teach other millionaires or teach other coaches, that's fine. Focus on the beginners. Focus on the beginners to the intermediate. Focus on who you can help. Right? The whole point of teaching other people, telling your story, creating ebooks and courses, and selling your wisdom is talking about experiences that you've already lived through. Not giving out random information and regurgitating information that you watched in a YouTube video or read in a book. Right? Teaching other people how to get to where you are requires the wisdom and experience. And whatever you have lived through and experienced, you can teach someone else. Ain't nothing fraud about that. You don't have to overpromise. Underpromise and overdeliver. Underpromise and overdeliver. Right? Only handle what you can handle. Only teach what you've been through. So you don't feel like you have all this pressure on you. So remember, imposter syndrome is just an illusion. It's just a fear. It's not real. It's not reality. It's definitely not based in facts. The only reason why imposter syndrome may be affecting you so bad is because you're trying to be somebody else. You're trying to be another influential person that you follow online or social media or YouTube or whatever. You're trying to embody that person, but you need to embody yourself. You can't copy their journey. You can't obtain their wisdom. You're not them and they're not you. A lot of times we lose faith in ourselves and we feel like we're not qualified, right, to teach others or share our knowledge because we're too focused on what we're not. We're too focused on what we're not. Focus on who you are. Focus on what you've done. Focus on where you've been. That way, you can teach fluidly. And you don't have to regurgitate information that you've read online or seen in a YouTube video. You don't have to stutter while you're teaching because you don't really know what you're talking about for real. Talk about what you know. Right? So this year, we're learning how to elevate our brands by lifting the next entrepreneur up, by lifting the next hairstylist up, by lifting the next girl up. The way you put yourself in a leadership position is if you wear those shoes. When you begin to help other people, people automatically see you as a leader. When you begin to write these courses, these ebooks, teaching people how to elevate their brand, elevate their mindset, people automatically perceive you as a leader. Evolution can happen as fast or slow as we allow. You don't want to wait to elevate your brand, elevate your personal brand. You don't want to wait 10 years for that. You don't want to wait 20 years, 50 years for that. You can teach somebody something now. You can teach your technique now. You can hold classes now. You can even do virtual Zoom calls and teach now. You may not sell 100 tickets at first, but that's just the nature of business. Business is a snowball effect. You have to be on the same mission consistently and persistently. The more you promote it, the more you talk about it, the more you're about it, the more it grows. Right? Some of us think that, oh my gosh, I'm making a fool out of myself. People don't really want to hear this information from me. They probably don't think that, I'm a valid person to listen to, all because we may promote a class or a Zoom and we don't sell any tickets. That's fine. That's the nature of it. That's the nature of it. You cannot win until you fail. You can't, not in business. You have to keep going because the nature is a snowball effect. You have to keep going to see results. You have to. Everyone has to. Everyone has to. So don't think that just because you released a product and nobody bought it, or you released an ebook and nobody bought it, that you're not qualified. You got to keep it in their face. And whenever you begin to lose faith in yourself, revert back to that list and read out your accomplishments and remind yourself who you are. You that girl. Remind yourself who you are. And stop comparing yourself to the next person. They are who they are, but you are who you are. So don't let that self-doubt, that low confidence, and that low self-esteem stop you from elevating your brand and putting yourself in a leadership position to teach, to start hosting events, webinars, workshops, really getting out there. Don't let that illusion stop you. It's not real. And trust me, other people do not see you like that. They see you for who you really are. Other people see you for who you really are. It's up to you to acknowledge that. If you are not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you go ahead and do that. Turn on your notifications. Share this video to someone you feel like needs to hear this message. And for more content, more giveaways, and more things all easy breezy, text easy breezy to 31996. Remember, you are who you think you are, and don't forget it. See y'all in the next video.